I'm talking about the head of the subcommittee, Vitaliy Bezgin, who is participating in this conference. And I would like to tell you that the authors, Vitaliy subcommittee and the parliament, have approved quite a progressive law, 6504, on the service of the local self-governance. This is something we discussed earlier today in panel 1, so I'd like to give the microphone to Vitaliy.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We're very glad to take part in this because due to my business trip, I can only connect through video, but I hope that my thoughts will be useful as this as well. I'd like to thank everyone here, representative of local authority, for your contribution into this territorial victory. I'm convinced that the armed forces of Ukraine, the point activity of the president and local authority are the three whales that support support Ukraine in our activity. Now, more on point, the current event is dedicated to the role of local authority in Euro integration process of Ukraine, and I think it is very important. Everyone is in communication with the European community and politicians constantly hears this message. It's impossible to be integrated into Europe if we have any regression in the decentralization reform or the relations between local authorities with their European partners. First, I would like to say that no regression or stoppage in the decentralization reform doesn't exist. Of course, we're now in martial law, which is caused due to the war and aggression of the Russian Federation, but this doesn't mean that the reform process is stopped. Despite that, if we were to look at local budgets, then thanks to our joint advocacy, the military personal income tax is still here. In the budget, and thanks to it, as a result of the first quarter, local budgets are overfilled. The goals of them are done and then some. And I think that these the local authorities have a significant amount because, if not all of them, are directed to the defense and the 6504 law on service in local authorities. This is a great grand reform which we are yet to conduct, and we hope that the president of Ukraine will sign it to begin implementation now, despite the fact that the law only enters after the end of the martial law. This is a reform crisscrossing with the centralization and public service, and we will have to adapt public service for European needs. Of course, we have certain issues with the original policy, and I hope that the strong messaging from European partners will make us move in this direction. We understand greatly that European funds, first of all, work with regions, and this has to be taken into account when creating the public governance system of Ukraine. This has to be taken into account from the point of view of investment, of time and money into human resources, and this has to be taken into account when planning our development strategies for the future. I know that a lot of you also are waiting for the work on the creation of functional territory types. This is also a very important thing, which is related not just post-war rebuilding, but our further Euro integration. Despite that, I am convinced that, as I said at the beginning, decentralization is not under threat. I'm convinced that this really is the most successful reform in Ukraine in the last 10 years. I'm convinced that it is successful because of the synergy and cooperation of local authorities and central authorities, because it would be impossible and wrong to make local authority related decisions without local authority, and when such cases happens, this is only harmful to all of us. So the example 6504 draft law is an example of synergy when every representative of the Ukrainian political sphere, central authorities, local authorities, all of the local authorities, including also the Association of Ukrainian Cities and their experts, have developed a project Everyone advocated for it, and we have arrived at a great result. I think this is the guarantor of our success. This is what our European integration and local authorities has to be based upon. So, believing into local authorities and successful decentralized Ukraine, I'd like to thank all of you once again, and I wish all of us a very fruitful meeting. Thank you, Vitaliy.